I gotta sign your autograph and myself.
I don't want no autograph.
Hey, there's children.
If that's what you want me to do,
There's children.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you about the consideration
see you later,
that
then.
you should
Don't
still
worry.
have
Don't
with
worry.
me as a human being.
Rapper Busta Rhymes is facing assault charges in an attack in Brooklyn.
Everybody knows what a rainbow is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what the sky can bring. It brings rain, it brings the sun. Like, you understand what life is too, you know? So for me to know that you have a great, Raymond Harvey is Busta Rhymes, this is his real name.
One day I came to Daddy's house, and Diddy and Q-Tip and Fat Joe.
Police say the 52-year-old, whose real name is Trevor Smith, punched a man in the face numerous times. Authorities say it started with an argument between the two men.
Okay, let's dive deep into this. The whispers surrounding Busta Rhymes are getting louder, almost deafening, and it's not just about the music anymore. We're hearing panicked moves, potential escape plans, and a desperate attempt to untangle himself from the rapidly sinking ship that is Diddy's reputation just weeks before that May 1st trial date hits. Is Busta Rhymes about to pull a disappearing act? Reports are swirling, suggesting the feds might even possess damning footage tying Busta to the darker side of Diddy's alleged empire. You're watching Unlocked, and tonight, we're peeling back the layers on the icon who might be scrambling for cover. His name has lingered in the shadows of this Diddy saga, never the main event, but always there, a persistent footnote fueled by whispers about what Flipmode really meant, his notoriously private personal life regarding women, and explosive claims from insiders, including former bodyguards, painting a picture of late-night parties that weren't exactly standard industry fare. The connections are undeniable, the timing is suspicious, and the potential fallout? Catastrophic.
You talking about Busta Rhymes before?
Super zest monster. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it out there. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have the fun boys in the section for Busta.
Now, let's talk about Busta and Diddy. Their history isn't just casual, it's deeply intertwined, going back decades. Remember that absolute banger, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See? A certified classic, no doubt. But its origin story, cooked up in the studio with Diddy himself, suddenly feels different. Sources have hinted for years that the creative energy wasn't the only thing flowing during those sessions, and frankly, listening to that title now, with everything swirling around Diddy, it hits with a different kind of weight, doesn't it? It raises uncomfortable questions about the context, the inspiration. This long-standing bond makes Busta's recent actions even more baffling. While almost everyone else in the industry ran for the hills, creating distance the moment the serious allegations against Diddy surfaced, Busta seemed to step forward, defending him, telling people to mind their own business. It was a move that screamed loyalty, perhaps, but in the current climate, it also screamed suspicion. Why defend the indefensible, especially when the graphic evidence, like that horrifying Cassie hotel footage, emerged? It made zero sense, unless there was more to protect than just a friendship. Now, whispers are intensifying that Busta wasn't just a bystander, he might have been actively involved in helping Diddy manage situations, cover-ups, damage control. Call it what you will. If even a fraction of that involvement gets dragged into the harsh light of Diddy's upcoming legal battles, Busta isn't just looking at damaged reputation. He could be facing serious legal jeopardy himself. The central burning question remains, what secrets is Busta Rhymes holding on to? What really transpired during those infamous late-night studio sessions and industry parties? And crucially, is he genuinely planning to run before the dam breaks? The pressure seems to be mounting, visibly cracking the surface. We're hearing about Busta Rhymes allegedly getting into another physical altercation, this time with some random guy. Details are still murky, typical of these kinds of incidents, but the timing is impossible to ignore. With Diddy's trial looming like a dark cloud, just weeks away, you have to wonder, is the stress finally causing Busta to unravel? Sources close to the situation are painting a picture of a man spiraling, consumed by the fear that his name is about to be dragged through the mud in court, connected to things far uglier than anyone imagined. Remember, this isn't an isolated incident. Earlier this year, he was already arrested. Yes, arrested, after allegedly throwing punches during a dispute in Brooklyn. Seeing a man in his 50s consistently unable to manage his temper, resorting to physical confrontation, it doesn't just raise eyebrows. It echoes disturbingly similar patterns we've seen alleged against his longtime friend, Diddy. It feels less like a coincidence and more like a shared trait, a volatile energy connecting these two figures beyond just music and parties.
Police say the 52-year-old, whose real name is Trevor Smith, punched a man in the face numerous times. Authorities say it started with an argument between the two men last Friday morning in Dumbo. Rhymes was charged with third-degree assault on Tuesday. The victim was treated at the hospital for swelling to the face. Rhymes has not publicly commented on the incident.
And speaking of that connection, the reports about Busta's current state of mind are becoming increasingly alarming. Insiders are claiming he's genuinely losing it, gripped by panic as Diddy's May 1st trial date approaches like a ticking time bomb. The fear isn't just about bad press, it's about potential implication, about being named, about being drawn into the legal vortex. Some eagle-eyed fans are even dissecting his social media, convinced he's sending coded messages, perhaps attempts at reassurance or warnings directly to Diddy. Take that recent Instagram post caption, "The blessings don't stop, so we won't ever stop." Innocent enough on the surface, maybe? But in the context of Diddy's notorious can't stop, won't stop mantra, fans immediately saw a deliberate echo, a nod, a signal. Coincidence? Maybe. But the timing feels deliberate. Yet, that cryptic post pales in comparison to the most shocking rumor currently making the rounds. Busta Rhymes is reportedly plotting a major international move, effectively fleeing the United States. The destination? South Africa. Apparently, he's not just daydreaming about it. Reports suggest he's actively exploring settling there, perhaps seeing it as a safe haven until the Diddy hurricane blows over. He's even dropped public hints about his affinity for the country, how he could easily envision himself living there. Some outlets are even claiming he's already begun the process of applying for South African citizenship. Think about that. Applying for citizenship isn't like booking a vacation. It's a serious, long-term commitment. Why the sudden urge to relocate continents right before his closest associate faces potentially devastating legal battles? The implication is chilling. Is he trying to put himself beyond the reach of potential subpoenas, investigations, or worse?
Our family and loving relationship of one of Africa's good sons. Just don't take too long to bring me back. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm working on my citizenship, so y'all ain't got nothing to do with that.
While Busta might be mentally packing his bags for Johannesburg, the past he's allegedly trying to outrun keeps bubbling to the surface, fueled by industry insiders finally breaking their silence. The long-whispered rumors about Busta's alleged double life, his supposed preference for men kept hidden behind a hyper-masculine public persona, are gaining traction, becoming harder and harder to dismiss as mere gossip. And frighteningly, the narrative emerging paints a picture eerily similar to the alleged patterns surrounding Diddy, not just the rumored sexuality, but the potential link to aggression and control. If you missed it, things really ignited a few months back when his former bodyguard, known as Big Homie CC, dropped bombshells on the Art of Dialogue podcast. He didn't mince words, outright labeling Busta a super zest monster, and alleging a long history of questionable behavior, particularly involving younger men. According to Big Homie CC, this wasn't some closely guarded secret. It was practically common knowledge within certain circles, especially among club promoters. He claimed that whenever Busta was booked for an appearance, the promoters had standing instructions. Ensure the VIP section was stocked with attractive young men specifically to keep Busta entertained. It was allegedly part of the deal, an unspoken rider requirement.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before
Oh yeah.
in some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it, they call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan. You feel me? Like every cookout she playing it. All his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that, bro.
Big homie CC didn't stop there. He recounted a specific, vivid story involving actor and model Don Benjamin and one of Don's friends, who happened to be openly gay. The moment Busta laid eyes on this man at the club, Big Homie described it as an instant fixation, a switch flip. He alleged Busta immediately zeroed in, pulled the man into his exclusive VIP area, and essentially held him captive for the night. Not through force, perhaps, but through an overwhelming, almost possessive attention. Busta was reportedly super hands-on, constantly touching, ensuring the guy couldn't leave his side. This wasn't presented as a friendly vibe, it was painted as an intense, almost predatory focus. And crucially, Big Homie insisted this wasn't a one-off incident. It was allegedly the standard operating procedure. Every club night, promoters were tasked with finding the best-looking guys and directing them towards Busta's section, knowing that once Busta locked in on someone, he wouldn't easily let them go. He allegedly kept remarking on how cute the guy from Don Benjamin's group was, making it clear his interest was intense and specific. The implication was that these encounters were less about mutual interest and more about Busta exerting a certain kind of power and control within his guarded VIP domain.
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He was doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, that's common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know that.
Naturally, some fans cried foul, dismissing Big Homie CC as a disgruntled former employee chasing clout, trying to capitalize on the Diddy drama by throwing Busta under the bus. But Big Homie pushed back hard. He maintained that Busta's alleged preferences have been an open secret within the industry for well over a decade. So why the silence? Why hasn't anyone else spoken up before now? Big Homie's answer was chillingly simple: fear and access. People wanted to stay in Busta's good graces, enjoy the perks of his entourage, the VIP lifestyle, the proximity to fame, and more pointedly, everyone knew about Busta's notoriously short fuse, his tendency to lash out, even get physical over perceived slights. Crossing Busta Rhymes wasn't just professionally risky, it could be physically dangerous. Who would dare speak out under those conditions?
So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy, he couldn't believe that. He was shocked.
You a mama, you a bitch. Yo, bitch ass, yo, bitch ass, you had it, knock your ass out. Wow.
But then Big Homie CC pivoted, connecting the dots in a way that added another disturbing layer. He brought up Busta's documented history of aggression, specifically targeting women. He pointed out a pattern often observed, though rarely discussed openly. Men allegedly hiding their true sexual orientation sometimes exhibit heightened aggression, particularly towards women, possibly stemming from internalized conflict or resentment. He suggested Busta's infamous outbursts and confrontations with women might not just be simple anger management issues, but potentially symptomatic of something deeper, a manifestation of this internal struggle. According to Big Homie, this resentment can fester, leading to disproportionate reactions and, in some cases, physical hostility. It's a controversial theory, perhaps, but when placed alongside Busta's documented history, it adds a troubling dimension to his behavior.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they're in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like, nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, but man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like, you know, bro, most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't wanna be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get a girl. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there, and what they looking for, it ain't gonna be what you thinking of, on God, seen it.
And crucially, Big Homie CC isn't the only voice making these claims. This isn't just one disgruntled bodyguard story. Other men have emerged with their own alleged encounters. Social media personality Trip Ali shared a detailed storytime video on his YouTube channel, recounting an incident in New York where he claims Busta Rhymes directly hit on him, inviting him back to his VIP section at a club. Trip Ali described the encounter as unambiguous, leaving little doubt about Busta's intentions. Then, fast forward to 2021, the rumor mill churned again, with whispers that Busta was actively pursuing men. Things cooled slightly, but then came the paparazzi photos. Busta reportedly seen leaving a gay pride event accompanied by a trans woman. While associating with the LGBTQ+ community isn't evidence of anything nefarious in itself, in the context of the persistent rumors and allegations, it added fuel to the speculative fire. And then, there's Orlando Brown. A figure often dismissed due to his erratic past, but whose past claims about industry figures, particularly Diddy, now seem disturbingly prescient. Orlando recently reignited the conversation, doubling down on his previous claims of having had intimate encounters not only with Diddy, but specifically with Busta Rhymes, among others. Again, easy to dismiss? Perhaps. But Brown didn't flinch, even adding the bizarre detail that Busta allegedly has an alter ego with a female name. Wild claims certainly, but they fit into an increasingly consistent, albeit disturbing narrative being pieced together from multiple sources.
I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass Flipmode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? You know, and then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black, just standing there, you know, looking around, you know, looked at me, you know, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand. And he says, you know, I'm about to go in this club. You know, we got a section. You know, you can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, you know, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, you know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up.
Let's be absolutely clear. Busta Rhymes' personal life, his sexuality, whatever it may be, is fundamentally his own business and shouldn't be the focus of judgment. The real issue here, mirroring the concerns surrounding Diddy, is the alleged pattern of behavior associated with these rumors. The explosive aggression, the documented history of violence, and the whispers of predatory conduct. As Big Homie CC theorized, whether true or not, the perception is that this alleged hidden life correlates with dangerous outbursts, particularly towards those perceived as weaker or those who challenge him. And Busta's legal history provides unsettling corroboration for the aggression part. This isn't new behavior. We're talking about incidents stretching back years. In 2006, he physically attacked a man on the street simply because he thought the guy spat on his car, an extreme reaction to a minor, possibly imagined slight. Later that same year, prosecutors attempted to charge him for possessing a weapon, not just any weapon, but according to Billboard, a freaking machete found hidden in his car. A machete. Then came 2007. More legal trouble, this time for allegedly assaulting his own former driver during a dispute over money. He eventually pleaded guilty, receiving 3 years probation. But the pattern continued. In 2009, the New York Post reported Busta had to shell out $75,000 to settle a lawsuit from a fan who claimed things got violently out of hand at a concert. The fan's offense? Trying to leave the show early. According to the fan's account, Busta became enraged, screaming, "I'm not good enough for you," threw multiple water bottles directly at him, and then allegedly had his bodyguard physically assault the man. This history paints a picture of extreme volatility, of someone prone to snapping violently over perceived disrespect. It almost makes his enduring loyalty to Diddy, another figure plagued by allegations of violence and control, seem less surprising, perhaps even inevitable.
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That one from China, like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake. Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a Usher. And,
why you not naming no?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
And if that established history wasn't disturbing enough, consider the darkest rumor currently circulating online. The alleged existence of a video showing Busta and Diddy together, purportedly involved in some kind of explicit party scenario with male adult entertainers. Right now it remains pure speculation, unverified digital chatter. But combined with everything else, the bodyguards' claims, the other alleged encounters, the history of aggression, and now, crucially, the reports of Busta actively planning a move to South Africa just as Diddy's trial is set to begin, fans aren't just connecting dots, they're drawing a potentially damning picture. Busta's own public reaction to the initial Diddy allegations only amplified the suspicion long before the South Africa escape rumors even surfaced. When the horrifying details about Diddy and Cassie first broke, Busta's immediate response wasn't condemnation or even silence. It was to publicly chastise onlookers, telling fans to mind their business and preserve opinions. Preserve opinions about what? About the graphic video evidence of assault? His comments landed like a lead balloon, widely perceived as tone-deaf and suspiciously defensive. Why jump to shield Diddy? To minimize the severity of the situation, especially concerning domestic violence allegations backed by video. It made people wonder, what does Busta know? What might he be complicit in? What is he so desperate to keep buried?
Busta, I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this. People don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. A lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're gonna deal with the things that they're going through. I just wanna see the right end result for everyone.
This entire situation is a tangled mess of decades-long relationships, explosive allegations, documented aggression, and now potential flight risks. The timing of Busta's alleged relocation plans, right on the eve of Diddy's trial, feels far too convenient to be mere coincidence. Is he simply seeking refuge from the media storm? Or is he genuinely afraid of what might be revealed under oath, potentially implicating him in Diddy's alleged crimes? The pressure is immense. The stakes are incredibly high, and the Busta Rhymes brand, once synonymous with high-energy hip-hop, is now becoming entangled in one of the industry's darkest scandals. What do you think about this whole mess? Is Busta just trying to find peace, or is this a calculated move to evade legal trouble? Drop your opinion in the comments below. The truth, whatever it is, feels like it's about to surface one way or another.